Okay, now we have created a edge list that is required for the Excel VRP spreadsheet solver. Now we come to Excel VRP spreadsheet solver. So you should have downloaded this solver from the Blackboard. Now I open up this VRP spreadsheet solver, and this is what you should like on the first page. So if you click this on the top VRP spreadsheet solver, you should see all the sheets that are available. First, you have a reset. So that's after you solve this, you use this one time, you want to start again, you click this reset. Now here we have just we already on the reset, so we need to put in the value that we need. Okay. Now first go to locations. Okay. So number of depots, we first deal with one depot problem. So we type one depot, and that how many customers? So we are on the 47 customers. So one depot, 47 customers, because we have a data, we have a point shapefile that had 48 points, and we use 1 point at the depot, and the other 47 are going to be the location of consumers. Okay, the locations. Then distance. There are different options. You can get a distance from. They have some map services that you can pay for it, and you from that map service, depending upon what location you require, they can calculate the distance for you. But we already calculate our distance matrix. We already have our edge list. That means the distance between points. So that's why we choose a manual entry. So we do not need the web service. Okay. And then we move on to vehicles. How many vehicles do we need? Let's start with a very simple situation. We have one depot, and this depot has only one vehicle to serve all other 47 customers. Okay. Then solution, vehicle must be returned to the depot. We say yes. So we have this depot start, the vehicle start out from a depot. Eventually, after he served all the customers, it will return to the depot. So that's why we want them. Number 5, optional visualization. We don't need that. We do visualization by using R and QGIS. Number 6, solver warm start. We say yes, and this means that whatever we put in our locations on the spreadsheet, that will be considered as one of the possible solutions. After that, the computer begins to see that whether there are other solutions better than the way we put it in. So this is called warm start. In addition, show the progress on the status bar. We can say no, because if we say no, that would make the processing process faster. CUP time limit, number of seconds. So we can use, so it given the fact that we have one depot, 47 consumers, the computer recommend at least 120 seconds. So we use 120 seconds. So this is the initial page that we set up. Now we go to this, go to number 1, locations. Set up locations worksheet. So we click this, and this takes us to the next page. So location worksheet setup complete. So this page, on this page, we need to put in some information here. You can see on the left side, there's a black. So anywhere you see the black cells, you don't touch it. You don't put in anything. You don't alter those values on the black space. Okay. So you can see a second column called the name. The first one is the depot, that is location 1. Then we have 48, we have 47 consumers, and what those consumers called, their ID, we call them code 2, code 3. So that is something we need to put in. So that's why we go to retrieve our data. Remember, we say our data early on, and call them. Okay, let's go to our site to find. We call them VRP Center Data. Okay, let's open this. Okay, VRP Center Data. So this is for column data. And here is the situation. Here you can see the code from 1 through 48. Now we already use the first one at the depot. So what we need is here, the customers are starting from 2. Okay, let's go back to the spreadsheet to see what spreadsheet asks. The spreadsheet requires, we already know the depot, the name of the business, the ID is depot. And for other customers, their ID, we call them 2 through 48. So let's just copy them. Copy from the spreadsheet, copy and paste them into this this column on the VRP spreadsheet solver under the name, under this column called the name, but it start from the custom number 1. Custom number 1, we call it 2, right? So let's just paste. So now this is what we do here. See, we paste code from 2 through 48 into the position that is from customer number 1 through customer number 47. Okay, the first one is the depot. Okay, so ignore address, ignore latitude, longitude, because we already calculated our distance. Okay, now only thing that we need to worry about is delivery amount. Okay, we need to fill in the delivery amount. Let's come back to the spreadsheet that come from VRP Center Data. Now, the amount of item that want to be delivered is food consumed at home, but food consumed at home appear to be a very large value. So these are all in individual dollars. And again, we want those values to be manageable so that was easy to calculate. So let's recalculate. Let's create a new variable. We call the new variable home, food home new. Food home new, we just use original food home value divided by a large value. Okay, this value is the value from column A, cell 2, divided by 1,000,000 divided by 1 million. Okay, divided by 1 million. So that's the value here. So value become very small. Okay, so easy to calculate. So we copy this value to all cells, Okay, and paste. So now, so this is the amount that they are supposed to deliver. Okay, and the original values are in terms of dollars. Now the value in terms of millions. So this is the value that the business need to deliver to consumers in terms of millions of dollars. Okay, so now let's copy those values into the amount of deliver. Remember, we only have the customer start from number 2. So we start from code 2. We copy these food home new values. Copy. We paste them into this column we call delivery amount. So we right click, you choose paste 1, 2, 3. You do not want to choose the first one, because we calculated those food home new value by using the formula. Okay, but now after you get those value, you need to choose paste 1, 2, 3. So that would give you whatever value that we get from the formula. So if you choose any other formulas, you would get error messages. So now we just choose paste 1, 2, 3, and that's where those original values that we calculated at food home 2 appeared here. So that is how we set up. That's how we set up this page, location page. Okay, customer information. Okay. So now let's click. You can look at the top of a VRP spreadsheet solver. We click this, and we go back to this original spreadsheet. So we finish location setting up. Now let's move on distance setting up. So after you click that, you choose set up a distance worksheet. Okay. Now the window pop up. Say this will take some time. Estimate 4.6 seconds. Do we want to continue? You say yes. Now it's a distance set up. Okay. So this is distance setup page. You can see that this page say from depot to depot what should be the distance. From depot to location 2 what should be the distance. From depot to location 3 what should be the distance. We already have those values calculated as in the form of edge list. So now we need to go grab the edge list. So now let's go to get the edge list. We'll call that edge list. Remember, called edge list 48 new depot. Let's open that. So edge list 48 new depot is what we should get. Now the distance value should run from depot to depot is 0, from depot to 2, from depot to 3. These are the original distance value in terms of meter, but we calculate the new distance value in terms of kilometers, and this is this column distance. This is what we need now. So we start from here, start from depot to depot, all the way down to the end of this column, And 2,304 rows. Now we copy and go back to the Excel spreadsheet. We paste this column of values in the column called distance, and we paste. And this is how we set up this page. So now from all this on the spreadsheet, all this row is filled with value, and they are correct. Okay, so now we complete setting up this page. Okay, then we go on the top again to VRP spreadsheet solver, click again. Now come back to this page. And the vehicles, we're going to set up vehicle. Set up a vehicles worksheet. Okay, now it's ready. Now this sheet said depot, vehicle type, just type 1, capacity. There are two things we need to set up: capacity and the distance limit. Okay, let's first deal with capacity. Capacity means that for one vehicle, how much stuff it can carry. Okay, now it depends upon how much we want it to be delivered. Now let's go back to the data sheet that we call Vrp Center Data. So let's first find out the total sum of the amount to be delivered. Okay, let's under the column saying food home new. Okay, let's calculate the sum of it. The sum is 250. So we can just round it up to 260. So this is the total amount of merchandise that need to be delivered. So the vehicle had to be this big. The vehicle need to be able to carry this much. So let's have a value slightly bigger than 259.5. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. The capacity, let's call it the 260. You know, it is 259 point something. Now let's call it 260. Now this is the limit. How far you allow a vehicle to travel like every day. What a vehicle deliver this $260 million worth of merchandise, how far you want it to travel. Okay, now let's go back to our edge list. Let's calculate the the total distance that need to be among all these different points. Let's find out the sum of all the distance. The sum is 33,917. Okay, let's call it 34. Let's call it 34,000. 34,000. Okay, so that's the limit. So the distance had to be able to at least travel this far. Okay, let's call it 34,000 kilometers. So that is the distance limit. Okay, and so we finish setting up this page. Okay, so now we go to this next page called solution. Set up solution worksheet. This will take some time, estimate 1.44 seconds. Do we want to continue? Yes. Yes. Okay, so now we have to put in those actual locations. Okay, now we have customers from 2 through 48. Now let's put them in. Okay, now let's go copy, go back to vehicle distance here, vehicle distance. Vehicle center data sheet. Let's copy from number 2 because customers start from number 2. Number 2 all the way to 48. Number 2 for 48. Copy and paste this on here. Okay, paste to under. You have a column called the location name. Okay, you just paste it into it. So customers start from 2, go all the way through 48. And this is what we this is called the so-called warm start. Warm start is that the first one that we suggest that the vehicle should start from depot, go to a customer 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So this will be the sequence. At the very end, do not forget, at the very end, you need to, the vehicle go back to the depot. So you need to click this. The vehicle will go back to depot. So this is one solution that we propose. The vehicle start from depot to 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, and until 48, and go back to depot. But this may not be optimal, and that's why this is one possible solution. After we submit this possible solutions, the computer start looking for other possible better solutions. If the computer find out the better solutions, it will reject our solution. It will come up the better solution that it come up with. So that is what the so-called warm start mean. That the way we put in those consumer locations is one possible solutions. But do not forget, after the vehicle start from depot, go through all these points, you need to make sure it return to depot. That's why you need to fill in this depot. Okay. Now we skip visualization because we do not do visualization by using this spreadsheet. And now we go to the last step, number 6, solver. Let's first check C.2 to see whether there's any errors in the way that we put in all this data on this Excel spreadsheet solver. Let's check feasibility check. And the result showed solution is feasible. So it's feasible. So we say okay and go back to number 6. We go back 6.1. Engage VRP spreadsheet solver. Let's go. Now a window pop up say it will take 120 seconds. Do we want to continue? We say yes. We say yes. So it start running. So you have to wait a little bit to see the result coming up. So let's just wait a little bit until the result eventually coming up. Okay, just probably suppose 1 minute or 2. It says 120 seconds. That means 2 minutes. So we have to wait a little bit. Okay. Okay, it's about 1 minute. Okay, now the result come up. It says VRP spreadsheet solver performed 164 iteration linear regression, linear programming iterations and found a solution with a net profit this much. Do you want to override the current solution? The current solution means the solution we put in first time. With the best found solution, we say yes. Now you can see this is a result that the spreadsheet solver find out. The depot should start out from depot and to 39 to 3 to 2 to 11 16 through all the way point evaluate 31 5 34 4 14 and back to depot. So this is the better solution that the Excel spreadsheet solver finds. So we just take that the better decision. So now it's good. This is the better decision. Let's copy from depot. Grab this from depot to depot. From depot to depot. Copy it. Now we go to create a new spreadsheet. Create a new blank spreadsheet. And let's paste into the first column. First paste into first column. Okay. And then we call this tour. I'll call it tour. Okay. And this is the first line. Because this formula it disappeared. The last part, the first, let's enter one row to pull this back. We know the first depot is actually the location 1. Let's type in 1. So we replace depot with 1, same as last one. We call this we replace the depot with 1. So this is what the spreadsheet should look like. Tour and 1, 39, 3, 2, 11, 16, all the way to, and finally 34, 4, 6, 14, and 1. So this is should be the order your vehicle travel. So I have this instruction on the instruction on the or this description instruction. This is what you should do. So you call this column tour and editing, and you see that's what happened here. So this is the sequence of travel, and this busy start from location 1 and to code 39 and so 3, 2, and that's how eventually it go back to location 1. Okay, so now let's save this spreadsheet as an Excel, as a CSV file, and let's call it tour. 1 depot, 1 vehicle problem. to one depot, one vehicle problem. Just call it tour 1D, 1V. Okay, let's call it 1V. Okay, so we just call this. And we'll save that as a CSV file. CSV file. And save. Okay, we finish this step. So we need to go back to R to process data so that eventually we can make a map from the data. Okay, for this we need to go back to QGIS.